KSI knows what he's doing. I mean, come on. He has to know what he's doing. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say that Thick of It is a good song, okay? That's not my point with this video. By no means am I here to defend Thick of It. I actually saw it first when he performed it live at his boxing event and thinking, it's a KSI song. Not really thinking much of it. I probably wasn't going to listen to it again. A pretty good trippy verse, to be fair, but it was nothing too special. And then he actually releases the full song with the video, and the world has absolutely exploded hating on this KSI's track. I can't go in a rap comment section on Instagram without seeing somebody talking about just how this new KSI song is. People reusing old memes, like making fun of disabled people or just nonsense. And then I swear I've seen this posted on every rap news source in the world. KSI getting ratioed on his own YouTube video, making fun of the hurricane that just passed by Florida. My power was out for a whole day and I'm on Instagram sitting in my dark house and I see this. And here's the thing. I think all this is happening on purpose. I think KSI has orchestrated this. Like, if you think about it, KSI's music has been getting hated on since he started rapping like a decade ago. So it's a foregone conclusion that people were going to hate on new KSI music, especially, you know, it doesn't hurt that, like, you know, the whole Lunchly situation, Logan Paul, mrbeast, KSI coming after Lunchables, being a bit hyperbolic with the marketing, talking about it's a healthier snack for kids. They just went through all those issues with Prime, like not marketing Prime to kids, and they're like saying that they're not marketing it to kids, and then now they're literally just explicitly marketing Lunchly to kids and coming after Lunchables. All of the YouTuber products have kind of followed the same, like, similar archetype, and I worked best with Prime first. I think they kind of built the archetype where, like, you know, coming after Gatorade and making like a better tasting Gatorade, but each one has had the same flaw where they try to act like they're a better Gatorade in every single way, as if it's like, you know, a better sports drink. When a lot of people say Prime tastes terrible, I kind of enjoy the taste of Prime. I mean, I definitely drink Gatorade more often than I'll go for a Prime. If they're both in a gas station and they're both available, I'm grabbing a Gatorade. I'm not grabbing a Prime. But I'm not gonna say that Prime tastes terrible. It's very sweet. It's very good. I enjoy a sweet beverage, but you also have to understand the fact that you need electrolytes. If you are an athlete, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, everyone understands this at this point, you need electrolytes in your beverage.
Look, if I want to decide if a food is right for me, I like to be able to compare the entire electrolyte profile, which would have to include sodium.
So therefore, it's not actually a better sports drink. I'm sure I don't even need to say all this, right? And that's why, like, the marketing that is Prime is kind of flawed in that way. And then mrbeast kind of did the exact same thing with his chocolate brand, right? He's like coming after Hershey's. Like, that's still kind of the marketing with his chocolate brand, is that it's a better chocolate than Hershey. And he started out trying to say he wants to make healthier chocolate. And he's talked about it on podcasts where, like, he realized that, you know, like, health food doesn't sell.
No, so that's where that is the problem, because if you go too healthy, then just not a person on the planet buys it. So with Feastables, like Hershey's, for example, there's 10 ingredients, super processed. Our Feastables bars are 5 ingredients, and just all the ingredients are way higher quality. So it's like the perfect middle ground where I could take it a little more extreme, but then I just guarantee you no one would ever fucking buy it. It's like,
in order to make a successful chocolate brand, he kind of like silently gave up on the healthy chocolate aspect, changing the formula, making it just a straight up chocolate bar, which, granted, it tastes way better since he changed it to just a normal chocolate bar and not a healthier chocolate bar. And so now here we are, full circle, Lunchly. It has both Feastables and Prime, and together they make a healthier, better for you Lunchable. And it seems like, yeah, the public perception is like, all right, we're tired of the misleading nonsense. Dan TDM calling them out, talking about how this is anti-YouTube community, you know, this isn't what YouTube used to be. That was the sentiment. And I don't really know if I could easily pick a side on the Dan TDM versus Lunchly thing, because on one side, I see Dan's point about, like, you know, he's such an OG YouTuber. The YouTube that he knew were like the counterculture to basic media, to traditional media. media. And back then, YouTubers were so much closer to the viewers than the actual producers of the content. They were the counterculture to media. And now that social media is the way it is and YouTube is now bigger than any other service, especially TV, YouTubers are now just figurehead for the entertainment that you watch, and they're not very much connected personally with the viewers, despite how much they want you to think. And so I could see how jarring that is for someone like Dan that has been in the YouTube scene for so long. But on the flip side, for him to say that like Lunchley is peddling junk products to kids, like unhealthy snacks to kids and fooling them into eating it, it's like, I mean, to be fair, Lunchable actually is doing that as well. I mean, yes, Lunchley doesn't seem like it's that much better than Lunchable. However, Lunchable is quite literally just low quality food being peddled to children with cute marketing that's going to fool them. If anything, Lunchley is just as bad as Lunchable. So the moral thing gets kind of muddied here, but I definitely see the whole angle that he's coming at about like how this isn't the YouTube that he's proud of. And KSI sort of had a meltdown over this, and he's perpetually had a meltdown for a minute now, over and over and over again about the Dan TDM whole incident. And then now it's a total meme hating on Lunchley and ostensibly hating on Thick of It. Mr. Beast just played into it, listening to the Thick of It eating Lunchley and watching the Haktua podcast. I don't really understand where the Haktua podcast comes into play. Is it because she belongs to Jake Paul's podcast network, or is it just because people are hating on her podcast? I think it's just because they're hating on all three of these things, right? Now KSI is like marketing his music. It's like Oliver Tree is what it is to me. It rings a lot like Oliver Tree. How like when Oliver Tree had his biggest hit, he'd be screaming about how like all of his songs flop and everything he does is a failure. He had just found his biggest hit, and then he talks about how everything's a flop, and he always gets on fights on like podcasts and stuff.
People are like, this music sucks. I'm like, yeah, it's 9 years old. I know it sucks. The label made me do it.
So not them.
It's me happy releasing my music, and then I've got people trolling online repeatedly, and there's nothing I can do. And it pisses me off. And then I've got the fucking Atlantic hit me up being like, bro, I know you're gonna hate me, but you better, you gotta react to another TikTok because they're just flying right now. You gotta react to another TikTok. Just keep on reacting, bro. It's great, huh?
Seems like that's exactly what KSI is doing. He's taken the hate that he's getting right now from Lunchley. He's the perpetual hate of his music, and he's kind of lumping it all together into this like anti-marketing campaign where like everybody is crapping on his business ventures, everyone's crapping on his music, and so he just goes on iShowSpeed stream and reacts to the song with iShowSpeed, and iShowSpeed just absolutely trashes him and makes him hang up on FaceTime. Then goes on Aiden Ross's stream, and that's when it really became clear to me he's doing the Oliver Tree thing. He's like, the label tells me to react to more TikToks, and then he goes and posts a video just screaming at his subreddit and all of his TikTok and all these TikToks making fun of the Thick of It. It is all contributing, but at the end of the day, all publicity is good publicity. Lunchley is selling out. If you look at the streams for Thick of It, was #1 on YouTube Music. It's his #1 popular song on Spotify right now. I saw this comment on Instagram. It says, what if KSI actually made this song shit on purpose so people post videos making fun of it while actually promoting his brands? Genius marketing, in my opinion. And I mean, it is genius marketing. KSI is absolutely playing us for a fool, everyone. I think that most people understand that, like, they're going to profit regardless, so we might as well do what we can, crap on KSI. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious, and it's entertaining, and it's resulting in more streams and more views. He's already over 10 million views on the song on YouTube. That's just the last time I looked. I'm sure it's more. I'm sure it's even more now. I look and I'm like, I hope everybody realizes exactly how he's playing this, how he's spinning this, because it's all for his benefit, essentially. I don't think it's going over everyone's head. I'm pretty sure it's not, and it's really just amusing to watch. Like, I enjoy it. I really do. I wish he would go on like full podcasting character like this. Like, it's not just like little snippets of him popping up on Aiden's stream or popping up on Speed's stream. I do enjoy the like self-pity, like angry, too good for this KSI mentality thing. It really is a good time. And to be fair, like, out of the three, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, KSI, I really feel like KSI is coming off the most human, you know? Like it's a lot easier to connect with. It's a lot more endearing than like Mr. Beast or Logan Paul just being so corporate about this, you know? Mr. Beast is leaning into it after that post, but I mean, he's never going to fully acknowledge the type of hate that he gets, you know? That kind of transparent, like close to the community Mr. Beast is slowly year after year like dying. He's becoming a corporate entity. He is a corporate entity. He's the face of a billion-dollar company. And Logan Paul just doesn't care. He really, at the end of the day, doesn't care. He just had his beautiful kid. He has real life to deal with, you know? He has real life to deal with. He could care about the internet. He won the game. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about this. Obviously, we're not bumping the thick of it. I'm not here to say that the thick of it is a good song. But let me know what y'all think about this marketing strategy and how genius JJ has been with this whole thing. I love every single one of y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.
You know, Mark, I think you're beginning to grow.
Well, sir, I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be. So I'll catch you on the rebound, your magnitude. Until next week, Nanu, Nanu.